Hi, this is Mountain Sky Runner on my second run of the day today instead of doing a long run. We're going to do our first running tip today, which is you need to run slow fast. All right, starting from the beginning, if you remember from high school biology, your body makes ATP from your food for energy. And where this comes in for running is that you need ATP to release the cross bridge between your actin and myosin and your muscle fibers. So there's two ways to make ATP. There's glycolysis, where you break down glucose into pyruvate. And there's also aerobic respiration that uses fat and the pyruvate from glycolysis to make more ATP. All right, so your slow twitch fibers in your muscles you use primarily in your long distance running. Your slow twitch fibers like to burn fat for ATP. And the best way to train them is long, slow running. So let's talk about two scenarios here. Either you're new to running, but you hate it because it feels terrible, or you run a lot and you're always injured. There's a good chance you could be running too fast and not training your slow twitch fibers appropriately. So this has been done in a lot of studies. There's two books that kind of go into this. There's 80-20 running and the uphill athlete, linked below. And they kind of come at the same conclusion two different ways. 80-20 running says 80% of your running time should be slow and 20% fast. And if you're an ultra runner, you could probably do even less time than that fast. And the problem is there's this dead zone that if you think you have to run fast to get faster all the time, you kind of gravitate into that dead zone. And that's kind of like that pushing pace. And what's bad about that pace is that it's actually too slow to give you the speed benefit, but it's too fast to have any type of recovery, and you're going to risk overtraining and injury. The similar process with uphill athlete is aerobic deficiency syndrome, where your aerobic lower pace isn't trained well enough to be moving into the faster paces, and you may get faster for a little bit, but you're going to hit a brick wall eventually. So what is your slow running pace? Typically, it's your zones 1 and 2. And I'll go into zones next week. But the gist of it is, you should be running mostly at a slow pace. And how that gets fast is, as your body becomes adapted, aerobically adapted, your slow pace actually gets pretty fast. And you can cruise at a pretty quick base speed. Okay, the actual reason your muscles feel tired is that if you're not shuttling your pyruvate enough, it starts to build up in the cytosol of your cells. It actually causes an acid buildup, and eventually when the acid gets high enough, you can't make ATP anymore and your muscles can't contract, and that's that sensation of tiredness. And what's good about slow running is that you're burning fat, and that fat doesn't really produce pyruvate, so it's not building up. So you can run a long time at that pace and not feel fatigued. But it takes months of training to get there, and it can be discouraging that you're not seeing immediate results. But that's the way to get faster, is playing the long game to aerobically train your slow twitch muscle fibers. Alright, I'm out here on my recovery day. Here are my totals for week 2. Yeah, so miles and vert were hard to come by last week because the weather wasn't the best. Embracing the suck for this week's tempo is this, or bleeding out from my lungs when it's less than 0 degrees the next 2 days. But the weekend turned out really nice. Alright, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe down below.